guys, welcome back to the Mindcrack server. We're back on Mindcrack, and the time has come. It's time to start constructionating the house. And as I've said before a few times, the house is going to be right up here, directly over top the mines. And I'm afraid that that really awesome moonshot that happened, I don't know if that's going to be possible to keep that. Based on how big that circle gets, would have to be to allow the moon to still be visible overhead. That was a really cool moment. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to keep that. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to sort of organize my thoughts a little bit on this little board that I'm going to make. This is going to be like a little construction type thing where I think about what it is that I'm doing. Okay, so I said a few times that the house is going to be vertically aligned. Let's put down that and that just for easy access if I want it. The house is going to be vertically aligned above the mines, and in the central shaft I'm going to put some sort of core functions you would have in a house. I think the very top one might be some sort of observation. I'm not 100% on that, and all of this is subject to change. This is just sort of my thoughts. Above that's going to be storage, and let's see, let's get more room for science so I don't have to dig into my inventory as often. Below that will be furnaces, and below that will be alchemy, and there may be one beneath that as well. I've been thinking about this a while, and I thought I had another one to put in this vertical alignment, but I can't really remember it, and this will make sense in a bit once I start building why this is so. Let's see, observation at the top, and then I think off to each side I'm going to have tree farms, probably at the top, because those will probably be open to the sky, and there's a sort of more scenic type things. So those are going to be all around. I'll probably have one little area for each one around each side of the house, and then beneath those we'll have the farms. We'll have a and these are sort of going to be arranged around in a circle too, so this is just a way to sort of organize my thoughts. Don't take this literally, and also it's all subject to change as I start building and decide something might be better differently. So let's see, we're going to need a wheat farm, and we're going to need reeds and pumpkin, and then on the other side we'll need let's see, we're gonna need cactus, which is sort of similar to reeds in that they grow 3 high and you knock off the top 2 and you keep the bottom one typically. Let's see if you want to make an automated thing, because I want to. And then on the other side of the pumpkins we'll have melons, because they're also similar. And what would we have on the other side of wheat? I'm not sure. We'll come back to that. So we have all that, and then let's see, 2 more I think. Just off the top of my head, we're going to need an enchanting room, and we're going to need a portal room. Yeah, neither of those take too much room, so I'm putting them opposite each other because they take about the same amount of space, and these may move up, these may move down. Just sort of a general organizational tool I'm using. We're going to call this bad boy we're not going to not under construction. I can under come on, dude, type right. I swear to God I can type normally. I actually want to move those up. Under construction, the lens. And I actually tweeted out a preliminary design I was working on for this. I was on vacation and didn't have a copy of Minecraft and was just sort of doodling in that Mindraft program you can find at mindraft.net. That's pretty handy. Let's do something with that. Pow! Okay, so this is where the house is going to be. And it's going to be above the mines. First thing we need to do is align the house over the center of the mines. And here we are at the center, or what will be the center. I left a hole in the middle of the mine so I could drop this bad boy down there. Let me give it a minute to work, and then we'll find out if I dropped it properly. Stars look very nice tonight. There's the moon passing. It's the middle of the night. I built a ladder up here. And now I want to jump off. Yep, I lied a little bit. My house is not going to be in between the hills here, but it will be above the mines. It's going to be up here at the build limit. Here's my ladder. And this is a little platform I built where I'm going to put some boxes for building materials, a little staging ground. And this connects directly down through the ground to my temporary house. There's the glass wall of my temporary house right there. And I'm going to also put a log elevator at the bottom of this ladder, which is inside my house. I'll show you in a second. So that I can log out from there and pop right up to here. And then to get back down, I'll just jump off. As to the permanent way to get up here, once this temporary stuff is done, I don't know. Haven't thought that far through it. Here we go. Oh my god. Oh! Ooh! Ooh! Get in the water! Get in the water! Oh my god! That was really close. Wow, I was going fast towards the end. Holy cow, that was really close, but I measured correctly. There should have been a torch here, but whatever, doesn't matter. Alright, so back to the house. Let's see. Okay, I have a log elevator here, which will take me up to the surface, like so. And it's nighttime, so... Oh, you know what? The mines are... Well, they're not quote-unquote finished, but I'm not actively constructing them right now. Eventually, chunk errors, I eventually will finish off the mines, and it'll be sort of like an extension of my house. I will do them both with the same building materials and details and styles and stuff. But first I want to get started on my real house. There's the ladder. I have one of these. So the log elevator, I just put it here because this was the most convenient place. Maybe I should have put it in this wall, actually, but it's too late now. It doesn't matter. It's temporary. The log elevator will be in this column underneath here. Can I put a hatch on glass? I'm not sure. No? What about like this? I'm just wondering how to make this so that maybe just a couple ladders here. I guess, oh, that's the wrong block. Let's do it like this. Okay, we need to go down more. Like so. Oh god, that might be a problem. Okay, because those pens are there and the animals, to make it a little less, less likely for them to glitch through, let's put it right here. Let's replace that boil with smooth stone. Put this there. Excellent. Let's put, a torch here. Actually, let's not put it there in case water gets in here. Let's put it here. And I have one sign left. Let's label this so people know what it's for. Log out elevator to the lens. Staging platform. Okay, that doesn't fit. Staging area. Okay, that fits. So we'll use that. Alright. So that's kind of awkward, but it'll work. that ladder goes all the way up to the surface. One other thing I want to do before I start taking supplies up there. One, I need to fill up my bucket, but more importantly, I'm going to put a door in. I'll show you why in a second. Let's fill up the bucket here. And then we'll get up here, add a little door in, where basically where this pokes out into the hill. There's an open spot in case you want to come into the house from that, or if from this area, or if someone else does. Come up here. And ladders take a long time. If you've been watching me a little while, you'll probably know that I'm not so concerned with things being practical. I'm more concerned with the big idea. And this house will not be practical. Look at that. Wow. That is... I wanted to see what it would look like. And when I said that it wouldn't be possible to maintain the moon shot, that's why. Because it's going to be that high. And if the moon is up there, the circle you're going to need for the house, the big opening, is going to be really gigantic to still be able to see the moon unimpeded from way down there. So that's not going to work out. But you will be able to see the house, so maybe we can do something with that where the view of the house looks cool. Now as to this, I don't think monsters can fall down ladders. I'm not 100% on that, but I think I should be okay in my house. Let's go back down. There's a door at least. Maybe I should put an iron door in there because of zombies. I officially no longer like wooden doors because they're totally unreliable. And for just other reasons, there's more creative things you can do. Alright, so let's take some basic supplies up there. Let's take a stack of coal. Let's take 2. I've got a lot of coal. Let's take some boxes. 8. And a crafting bench. And I like to sketch in torches and dirt, so let's take some dirt. A lot of it. Yeah, I'm probably going to lose a lot of dirt. I'm a little bit low on wood here. But let's take some wood. I need to harvest some. All those ladders used up a lot of my available supply. Let's see. Maybe some iron for tools. If I need it while I'm up there and I don't want to come all the way back down. Been making good use of my silk touch. Redstone, a little early for redstone and glass. A little early for, I don't know what I would do with gravel. Don't need that. Something just pushed me. Tools, drops, do I need any of these drops? No. But it might not hurt to have some food up there, so let's take 18 pork chops. I don't need any, oh, let's take some furnaces just in case. I don't know why I would need them, but you never know. 2 would be enough. I'm gonna leave all my expensive stuff down here. My 3 Fortune 3 pickaxes. God, I wish I could just get a normal... I'm afraid to use these on anything that doesn't benefit from Fortune, because I don't want to waste them. So I'm using iron picks for everything else. I would love to have a Fortune... Or not a Fortune, but an unbreaking efficiency pick, or 2. I've got 40 diamonds stored up from the mines. And I haven't been using it, really. Oh, I also have a really nice sword. I don't know if I showed this before. Sharpness 4, knockback 2. Oh, you know what? Another thing we might want to do is to put an infinite spring up there. So let's bring another bucket. What can we drop? We don't need these. Okay, let's get back up there. Let's test out the log elevator. How about that? I already know it works. This is really ugly. I may change this later. I'm not going to move the ladder because that would be silly, but I may do something about how you get down here later. Here we go. Okay, so there is the central shaft of the house. Everything is going to be arranged around it, and the main method of going downwards in the house will be to jump into that and to get out of this stream at the floor you want to get out of. Wow, this is a really crazy vertical thing I've just made. This is going to be fun. I'm excited. I've been thinking about doing this for a while before I started Mindcrack. Let's see. First thing I want is some boxes. I brought 8, so let's make this 4 tall. Boxes. There we go. And then let's put some stone right here so that I can label them. Like so. Okay, then drop off some of this stuff. I'm not going to label them right away. I'm just going to say that's going to be for dirt. This will be for stone, and the third one will be for everything else until let's put the crafting bench and the furnaces down. The third one will be for everything else, and the fourth one won't have a function for a little while. Let's see, we're going to want a infinite spring. Let's make that out of stone too. I don't expect to get any monsters up here. I plan to keep everything I build at least in this little area. I'm not talking about the scaffolding I'm going to make over here, but this little staging area I plan to keep pretty bright. Hopefully I won't have any monsters. You know what, let's see, we'll put this here and that there. Those sort of, oops. This is sort of serve as railings. I'm not going to put railings around everything, but might as well do it for some things. Okay, like this. 1, 2, 3. Let's go one more out. And then let's go down one. This is going to be a little tricky. Let's go down on the ladder and place some blocks on the underside. I'm probably being a little too finicky on what is going to be a temporary staging ground for my house. But on the other hand, I have to say, this is going to be a fairly long-term project. And what I think I've decided to do is, or at least I'm going to attempt to do, is to dedicate every other episode I make on Mindcrack to building this house, and the alternate episodes will be about something else, which, you know, could be anything. Could be adventuring with other players, could be caving, could be building stuff with other people. Speaking of which, B-single-O, was supposed to have me help him with his arena, and he never got back in touch with me. I don't know what you're doing, B-single-O. Let me know when you want some help. I don't want to just go over there and start building. I know he said in his most recent Mindcrack video that he wanted people to come help, but I don't want to just come like start designing stuff in his space. We'd like to at least have an initial video. We were going to do a video together, and I'm sure he's just busy, and I'm busy, and it's probably hard for him to schedule stuff. But anyway, B-single-O, get in touch with me, and I will come help you with your arena. And I'm also available to help with stuff in the end. People want to build that spawner thingy, let me know. Contact me on Skype. Okay, so what was I going to talk about first? Let's see. Let's get some dirt. Dirt's in the bottom. Maybe I should label these. I've already forgotten. So this house is something I've been thinking about for a while, and it's also a theme that I've used before, and the theme is sort of evolved. I never like to outright duplicate designs I've made in the past. The only exception to that being the Piggy Temple, which I rebuilt on Pagoda. I don't rebuild things, but I do like to sort of play with certain themes that just appeal to me, and those themes evolve over time. This is one of them. I've used this before. I guess the first time we dug a mine shaft in a certain episode of Life on Pagoda, where we were in Claveland and we had a bunch of TNT from fighting creepers. And we dug a mine shaft straight down with TNT and then dropped water down the middle, and we used that water to descend down, and it was kind of fun to play around with. That was one part of the genesis. The other was my survival island house, and I used sort of a similar thing. Let's see. So this is going to be the top where the water is, and I'm not exactly certain. Maybe I should put a bed up here now that I think about it, although that might be a bad idea. I don't really want to spawn up here every time I die. Particularly when I can just log out elevator to the top. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that. Let's see. So this thing is currently at the top of the map, as high as you can build it. I'm not necessarily going to keep it there. I may lower it. And that little board I made earlier, the top level is going to be sort of an observational tower. And I'm trying to think sort of how... how tall that should be. We're at 250 right now. I think this is low enough. So I'm going to build another little scaffolding thing over to that, and then we're going to set up some designs. We're going to start sketching, as I like to do. Let's put this right underneath this one. And as I said before, I've used this theme, I would say, before in my Survival Island map, my first playthrough, which I completed on my 10,000 subscriber video. Actually, let's go take a look at that real quick. Okay, here we are. Here is the original Survival Island map and what I did to it. Here's my little dome house. Oh, I never fixed those doors. I haven't touched this map for a long time since I finished it. But there's a bunch of stuff up in the sky. I guess I can just do that. There are 2 ladders which border a 2x2 square of water that goes all the way down. And there's tree farms, and there's stuff down there and stuff up there. And this water thing is sort of a way to descend and to put the brakes basically on your fall, and you fall through the water. I'll illustrate it in a second. You fall through the water and get off at these little, well, not that one, but you get off at these little platforms right there that touch it. When you want to get off at a certain floor, you can always go down, and this is before I knew how to make log out elevators, so I didn't incorporate that into the design. So basically, if you're up here at the top, and this is before the build limit changed, there's a mob farm, cactus farm, automated wheat farm over there. If you want to go down, you just pop into this thing, and if you want to get off at a floor, I missed that floor, but whatever. This is the bottom, and there's a pool at the bottom if you just want to fall all the way down to bedrock. So we're going to do something similar in Mindcrack, but it won't be the same design. It's just going to be sort of a similar theme of the vertical water shaft going through the center of the house. Okay, and we are back on Mindcrack. And so the way this house is going to be, or sort of my vision for it, is that it's going to be a lens. And that's what I named this house, the lens. That's what it says on the sign down there, under construction. And what it's going to be is a series of, I guess it's going to be either one cylinder or a series of cylinders of different diameters with this shaft of water going down the center. Let's get right up next to this water shaft. With this shaft of water going down the center, it's going to be like a beam of light, like a lens is almost like taking a picture or a snapshot, or you know, the light is passing through the center of the lens. And the whole thing is going to be filled with pistons. So whenever you enter a room, it'll like pistons will open and close in a circular room, and it'll be like a lens shutter opening and closing. So it should be a really cool effect. It's going to be way up here. So first thing I want to do is try to get an idea of what this looks like from the ground. And so I'm going to put some different size circles in the air and just see what it looks like. Let me light this up real quick. And we'll put our first circle at this level. And I haven't decided yet if it's going to be a cylinder or a series of cylinders that overlap. I think my hunch is that the series of cylinders overlapping will be really cool. But you never know. You got to test things out. Alright, there's the first circle. This one is 29 blocks in diameter. And I made it correctly, I think. Did I not? Oh yeah, I did. Okay, it just looked a little funny like that. The torches should pass straight through the center here, and this is on the center line. So this is a 29 block radius circle, which would be the top layer. And then as you go down, they would get smaller, and the bigger ones would overlap the smaller ones. So there would be sort of like a series of cones sitting in other cones. That's a... God, I'm stupid. All right, let's go see what it looks like. Geronimo! What? This is a long fall. Holy cow. Okay, come back up. All right, I need a slightly different system for coming down to look at how things look, because... Whoa! Falling back up this, or climbing back up this water is not gonna work for this. Come on! And, fade to black. Come on. So that circle is 29 blocks in diameter, and it's pretty small. From way up, from way down here. But this is only the central shaft with the central sort of functions of the house, which I put on that board up there. I'll go look at it again in a second. And off of this circle will probably be, it's hard to point when you're looking straight up, sort of like a path leading northwest, south, and east with a little room or function on each corner. And it's not going to be like that survival island house I made. It's going to be a lot more integrated, where the things look like bulbs or growths, or I don't know what they're going to look like. They're just going to be more incorporated into the overall form of it. But I also want to maintain the lens concept of the cylinders up at the top of the map, coming down with the water coming down into the mines. Let's come up here to this thing. Wow, going up ladders is so slow. I have yet to really figure out how we're going to actually get up into this thing permanently, but I don't care about practicality. Look at that. Let's make it... That's funny. Okay, so that would be, I guess, the observation. Although now that I think about it, the observation might be the platforms off the edge, and inside this thing would be the storage. So we need 3 of these. So I need to make 2 more circles, and I need to think about how far apart they are. Let's try 12 blocks at first and see what that looks like. Let's go build some more circles. Alright, there is the lower part of this, and I just sort of eyeballed it from once I got down to level 238, and I thought it needed to be a little bit taller, so I increased them from 12 to 15, which actually means I think I may have to... Oh, there's a creeper there. I didn't put a torch there. Hey, creeper! Hey, scumbag! Get the off my ladder! Oh, damn, this is gonna kill him. Oh, that is some serious lag right there. Okay, so first thing I want to do, now that we've done that, the sun's going to be coming up soon. I want to go down and see what it looks like from below. Before I do that, while I wait for the sun to come up, I'm going to set up these on the lower levels. Show you how I did it. It's a little iffy. Let's see, that was 235. We need to go down to 220. Let's go down to about here, and then we're just going to do this. This is Yashibashi! That's how I did it. No, god damn it. No. Whew. Oh, let's put a torch down here before I forget. Oh, I can't. That'll do, though. Wow, this is already looking pretty cool. Rising up into it. One thing I didn't think about, those circles are the same diameter. They're exactly the same. But even from this far beneath, the perspective is making the one at the top a lot smaller. This will be pretty cool to look at from the bottom. Okay, so this is at, oh, did I get the right, this is the wrong levels. We need 220, right? 235, 220. Yeah, so let's get rid of these guys. Don't knock out the block underneath you, please. Thank you. Okay, here. Okay, so if I didn't really explain properly what I was talking about, this will be the floor of the second function, which will be the furnaces. And the top of this floor will overlap a little bit with this. Or maybe this one will come down lower. I'm not sure about that yet. The sun's coming up though. So this will be the second one, and then 10 below will be the alchemy, which as far as I've thought about it so far is going to be the bottom, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so I'm going to try to break myself before I get all the way down here. So from this far down, they look almost exactly the same. They are exactly the same, but they look exactly the same almost from here. Let's get down here to the water. Let's see, the water, which side can I jump into? Let's jump into this side, right here. Yeah, okay, that worked. That's much more reliable for jumping down to look at. Oh, god damn it, the currents. And from this far down, they basically look the same size. And I probably won't really be able to see the full effect until I put all the circles in, and I'm going to have to edit them and fiddle with them, move them up and down a bit. It's going to be sort of finicky, but with as many pistons and wiring and little details and stuff I'm going to put in the house, I think it's really important to get the big general gestures out first and get them to where they look right. Okay, so that's the top floor, sort of. So we're going to need one beneath that. It's going to be a circle a little bit smaller. It's going to be a cylinder that's going to sit inside that cylinder. I keep saying that over again. I just don't think I'm explaining it in a very good way. And then beneath that will be a smaller cylinder that fits inside the second one. So I think that looks pretty good. So my goal with these in terms of their height is I want them to be big enough that they look like the overlapping cylinders are reaching down towards the grounds, but they shouldn't be so tall that the bottom floor is hitting this. It still should look like it's up in the air floating, this weird crazy thing. So those are the two sort of ideas I need to balance. The overlapping cylinders looking right, but still being high enough in the air that the bottom floor is floating a significant distance off the floor. Okay, more circles. And here's the last circle, and I ended up having exactly enough dirt in my inventory to make the last one. So I did not double up the bottom two floors. So this circle I'm pointing at right here and this one right here are 29 blocks in diameter. This one is 25 blocks in diameter and will overlap up to this cylinder. And then this one here is 21 blocks in diameter and will overlap with this cylinder that ends right here or may come down a little lower. So those are going to be the three main floors: the storage, the furnaces, and the alchemy area. And then everything else is going to radiate outward from these floors. I think there may be, I may do one lower with something. I'm not even sure. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Last thing I want to do today for this video is jump down there. Oh god. That's still freaking me out. And see what it looks like. Actually, I can jump in here. Oh! Oh! I took damage! I took a lot of damage. I died. Whoa. Trippy. Okay. Let's go get my stuff and then see what the house looks like. Not the temporary house, the permanent house, the lens. I can turn this off now. Oh, that's kind of cool looking. And I definitely don't have enough dirt to keep sketching in dirt. I'm almost totally out of dirt after that. Here's a few blocks I must have dropped as I was messing up making that circle. And for people who are curious as to how I'm constantly making circles, I'm not some sort of idiot savant that can just make circles naturally. I use websites that have sphere generators and circle generators. And the one I'm using right now is my favorite, the one I learned about a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, that I think is really awesome. It's called Plotz, P-L-O-T-Z. I will put a description in the link, I'll put a link in the description with how to find it. And the great thing about this one is that not only will it generate spheres for you, but the way it draws them so that you can see what the sphere looks like and how to build it is it's very easy to copy the pattern. And it shows it in a 3D view with each block as its own square or cube. Just go look it up, and if you've never looked at it, it works really nicely. You can also do ellipses, which I use for this. Did I get all my stuff? I had a sword about to break. I had, I guess, that dirt I picked up from what had dropped out of the sky, and a shovel. I think that's all I had. Yeah. Okay. So let's back up and take a look. So those floors are pretty far apart. Those are 3 floors. That's a floor, that's a floor, that's a floor. It definitely is high enough up that it doesn't look like it's anywhere close to touching this thing. I still have that problem of how am I going to get up into the thing in a permanent fashion when I get rid of my scaffolding? I really don't know. Maybe it should extend down further for that function. Maybe I should make them a little, maybe 18 blocks instead of 15 would work. That would give me an extra, that would make it an extra 6 blocks lower. But anyway, it's food for thought. Progress has begun. Next video, I'll be doing something else. Not sure yet. Haven't decided. Video after that, I'll work on the house again. Yeah, I may not do strictly every other episode building and then the other ones something else. But I will try to keep it approximately half and half. There we go. We've begun the house, the lens. See you later, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take it easy. Later. Bye.